All right, magician, you have seen how we were able to successfully create our API and consume it in our client-side application. And the next step for us in this video is to take this, both the client directory, is the client-side application and the server-side application, and host it on cPanel. So the number one step, we'll be hosting this client app first. So the number one step that we need to do is to make some few configurations. Number one step is to go inside this public directory inside client and create a new file known as .htaccess. So .htaccess. So once you have created this file, you are going to go ahead and add this configuration into this file. So, but if you cannot see this, maybe you cannot copy it well, you will check out this video that is up there. I've already done this. I've even provided a link to the download of this particular file so that you can easily download it. And anytime you have designed and developed your react.js application, you want to host it on cPanel, you can go ahead and add this configuration. So this is the number one, we can save it. The second step that we need to do is to go inside our package.json under client package.json. So if we come to our package.json over here, we need to add a new key in this our JSON file known as home page. So home page, and then this home page, we are now going to provide the value. The value of our home page is going to be the domain name of where we'll be hosting this particular the URL of where we'll be hosting this particular application. So in this case, we'll be hosting it as https full column superblog.supertechie.ga. So this is the add command in. So this is the domain name that will be hosting this application. So go ahead and add your domain name here where you'll be hosting the application. This is the second step that you'll be doing. So the next step is to go to our CMD and actually build this project for production, because in React.js, once you have developed the application, you have to run npm run build to actually to prepare the project for production. So let's do that. So we are inside our client under our cmd over here. So go ahead and type the command npm run build. So we'll wait for it to build. All right, everyone, you can see that our app has finished building over here. So if you run an npm run build, you should have this. So in order for us to host this application, we need to locate this directory. You can see it is found in C drive, super lesson, super YouTube, super blog client. So you have to locate this project and then go and zip the files. So let's do that. All right, so I've navigated to my local disk super lessons. If you dropped your directory on a desktop, you can navigate there. But if you come inside this blog, we have client and server. If you enter inside the client, you will see this build folder. So this build folder was generated when I ran the npm run build. So it is the one that we take and host in the production. So double click and enter inside. So these are the files that we have. So Control A and then right click on it and you see add to archive. By the way, if you have not installed the WinRAR, go ahead and install WinRAR on your system. So once it has opened this interface for you, select zip and click on OK. So it has zipped our folder over here. It has zipped our files. So what we are going to do is we have to go and log into our cPanel. So if you haven't, if you have your shared hosting account, go ahead and log in and navigate to your cPanel. So I'm going to do that. All right, I am back here I've logged into my cPanel, so you can see it over here. So under cPanel, we have different sections: exclusive for Namecheap, email, files. So but the one I'm interested in right now is files. So click on files. All right. So when you log into your cPanel, you can see under cPanel we have different sections. If you are using a Namecheap shared hosting and you log into your cPanel, you can see email. You can see file section. There's database sections, domain sections. So first of all, let me click on this domain section so that we can see. So under these domains, I've created subdomains where I'll be hosting my application. So I'm going to go ahead and click on these subdomains so that we can take a look at the subdomains that I've created specifically for this project. So when you come to this page of subdomains, you can go able to create a new subdomain over here. But since I've already created those my subdomains, I'm going to go ahead and search for them like the super blog. So I will click on go. If by the way, if you have not created a subdomain or if you already have a domain, you don't need to do all this. But if you don't have, maybe you have a domain and you want to create a subdomain where you will host this particular application, just go ahead and do that. So I've just searched for superblog. So you can see I created two subdomains, superblog.supertechie.ga, superblog.api.supertechie.ga. This one over here is the one that will be hosting our main our client application on our react.js application, and this one is where we'll be hosting our server side. So you can see it is telling me that in the root directory, I can find it under superblog dot .ga, superblog.supertechie.ga, and this one too, it tells me that if I go there, the directory is found in superblog api.supertechie.ga. So let's click on this link to follow it to that our file manager. So you can see that it's telling me that the directory is empty. If I scroll down, you will see that the directory, look at the directory over here, supertechie.ga. And another way where you can be able to navigate to this place if you don't already have a subdomain is within this particular place, come back to the main homepage of our cpanel. So if you come over here and you are within this homepage, just scroll down to files section. So under this file section, you see images, web text, file manager. So you can click on go to file manager. So once you click on file manager, it will take you to this the root directory of our file manager where you'll be able to see different directories. So you can go ahead if you already have a domain. If for instance yours is the main domain, you can host it inside this public dot underscore html. This is where you can host your main if you have the main domain of this account. All right, so let's go ahead and click on this super. I've already created a subdomain. So it is and it has created this subdirectory for me automatically known as superblog.supertechie. So I'm going to click on it and you can see it is empty at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead, click on upload to upload my build directory, my build folder in this directory. So just check this option of override existing files and click on select file. So go ahead and navigate to that project in your CMD. So like mine is under super lessons, super YouTube, and super blog, and inside its client, and inside the build folder, it's zipped. You can see the file is zipped over here. So click on it to select open, and so once it is done uploading, click on this link to go back to the directory. So it will show you the build folder. Select it, and then you see it at the top right. You will see extract. Click on extract and click on extract files. So once it is extracted, you can see everything is done. So if you want to test out to see if actually these are files are hosted, just go ahead, open new tab and type in superblog.supertechie.ga. You can go ahead and type your domain that is linked to that directory. So once we type, you can see sorry an error occurred over here. So because we have not yet hosted our server. Alright, so we have successfully hosted our client application over here. So since we have hosted our client application, the next step is to host our server API, so that we can be able to our client application can be able to communicate with our server. as well. So just click on this superblog api.supertech is the directory that will be hosting our server side. So leave this as empty. Then go back to your file explorer and oh, go back to your file explorer and zip your server side so that we can upload it just the way we uploaded that client build. So let's do that. So back here in our file explorer on our system, we zipped. That time we entered the client app, we went inside build and zipped. This time around we go inside server. So once we enter inside the server, we select everything, but select node module. Do not select node modules because it's too heavy. We install it online and deselect package.json.log. So the only files that I've selected config data.env, index and package. So go ahead, right click on it and add it and zip it so that we can upload it just the way we uploaded that. So once we have selected, then right click on it and you see this option. Click on add to archive and select zip so that our files will be zipped. So you can see our files are zipped inside this server file, zip file. So now let's go back to our cpanel file manager and upload this server. So back here in our cpanel, we are under superblog API directory and we can see it is empty. This is a directory that we're going to upload our server files. So just click on upload and choose this option of is override existing files and click on select file. So now under the is this showing us client, go back a step and go inside server and select this server file that we just zipped. So click on it and wait for it. You can see it's uploaded. Click on this link to go back and then select the file and click on extract and extract files. So everything is done extracting over here. So now we will navigate back to the main home page of our cpanel. So we are back in the main page of our cpanel. So now I told you under the cpanel homepage there are different sections. So the next section that we'll be going to is the section of software. So scroll down to the section of softwares and you see this option of set up nodejs application or nodejs app. So click on it. Alright, so once you are under this nodejs application, you can see that I've already hosted some other applications over here. Click on create application. Now, first of all, change the version to match the nodejs version that you are using. So in this case, the version I'm using is 14.18.3. So I'll select that one. The next one is I will change the application mode from development to production. So the next step is that you should enter the application root. Which directory do you want this application to be hosted? So we already have a root that this we want this application to be hosted known as superblog api.supertech.ga, and we have uploaded our server file. So we are going to go ahead and type this name over there. So type superblog api.supertech.ga. By the way, if this directory does not already exist, it will automatically create it for you. But since our own already exists, it will still make use of it. So the next step here is to choose the application URL. So the application URL in this case is superblog api.supertech. So click on this to see different. If you created subdomains, you have other domains. You can see them listed over here too. But the one that will be hosting our server is superblog api.supertech. So select it. So once it is selected, the next one is asking what is the application startup file. So if you go over here in this file manager, application startup file is index.js. But if we enter index.js over there, it will try to create this index.js, so it will conflict with the one we already have. So in order to avoid such error, we are going to go ahead and enter another name, but later we edit it to match that our index.js. So let's enter app.js and click on create. So you can see that our node.js server is created successfully and it is already running. So if you want to go ahead and test it, you can click on this open to see if it was created successfully. You can see it will show us the node.js version and with a message that it works. So you can see it says it works on the node.js version. So if we go back in our file manager and refresh this page, then we click on it again, you will see the app.js. You can see, have you seen this app.js? This is the app.js that we entered over here when we were creating the application. So automatically created a file for us and dropped it over here with our own starter files index.js. Don't worry about that. We are going to see how we can edit to point to this so that our server will be up and running. So the next step is our application is already running, so stop it. Click on this stop app. Once you have clicked on this and stop app, you can see that this our button is enabled over here, the run npm install. Why is this button enabled? It's because it has discovered a package.json file. So it discovered that we have dependencies in this package.json file. So it's asking us to install the dependencies so that our server can be able to effectively run. So we are going to go ahead and click on this npm install so that we install our packages. So if our packages are installed, you can see npm install completed successfully. Notification at the top over here. So we are done with this. The next step is we are going to go ahead and edit this app.js to point to our index.js because it is the index.js that we have created our server. That is the main script. So just edit the app to point to index.js. So once you have done that, go ahead and click on this save. So alright, so once you have saved it, go ahead and click on this start app again to start the app. So our app is up and running again. So once our app is up and running, click on open to test the API again. Yes, you will receive an error cannot get. The reason is that we did not specify any get, default get. So that's the reason why it's returning error. So if for instance we go ahead over here and say slash API slash post, hit enter, it will show us all the defaults because we created a route like this. So with this you can see it has fetched all our posts and it has shown us over here in our application. So now if we go ahead to our front-end app, if we go to our front-end app superblog.supertechie.ga and refresh this page, now it will show us all the posts from our server. So refresh the page. Initially it was showing us error, but refresh the page again. So you can see that we have successfully hosted our nodejs and react.js application on cpanel. We hosted the client side react.js application first, and we have hosted the server side, which is created using express. We expose a route of slash post and we consumed it in our client application, and everything is working as if we have hosted it on AWS or on Heroku. There is no difference, everything is the same. You can see our app running over here. So but let me also show you some other trick. So go back to this node.js. You can see that our app is up and running, but we are seeing a run script and run npm install. So let's go ahead and stop the app first. So once the app is stopped, let's go back to our file manager. So within this directory you can see that after we have zipped the files and we have installed, we don't need to still leave this package.js in here. Why? Because if a third party has access to this particular file, it can be able to dictate the libraries that we have used in our application and easily do any damage to us. So but we don't want that. Let the two files be selected. We want to delete it. So go ahead and click on delete at the top over here. So click on skip and delete permanently. So once those two files are deleted successfully, go back to our app over here. If we refresh the page, you will no longer see this run npm install. So just refresh the page. Alright, so once you have refreshed the page, you will see that this button of run npm install is disabled. So at least our application feels safe now. No package.json in our root directory of our application. So now we can go ahead and click on start app to still test our front end and see if it is still connecting well with the server. So go to this front end tab and refresh the page again. So click on refresh the page again. You can still see that our front end is still running smoothly without any glitches. So now the next step is again, let's go ahead and stop our server again. I'll show you the security measures one after the other. We have already done one, there is still one that is left. So I navigate back to a file manager. In our file manager over here, you can see that we have this .env file. Now this .env file, we will drop it together in this directory. It still worked, but this could also be a security loophole. If someone has access to this directory over here, you can able to read our environment variables. So let's click on it and click on view and see. You can see our env file where we declared our port number, host, and our configuration. Maybe you could drop an API key over here. So you can see if someone has access to this our env file, he can be able to easily read all our env configurations. But we don't want that. So how are we going to do to maybe what are we going to do so that we delete this .env file away from this our directory? So once you scroll down at the bottom over here, you will see environment variables over here, and you see the button add environment add variable. So click on it and it will open this one. It will ask you what is the name and the value. So we have already opened this our env file over here. So the name is number one. Our name here is port. So just copy the port, take it this side and paste it over there. So I'll remove space and it's asking us the value. The value is 5,000. So enter 5,000 because the value is 5,000 over here and click on done. We are done with this one. So once we are done, we want to add another one again. Click on add and it's asking us what is the name. So switch over to this tab and you see another one known as host. So copy the host here. So we do that for all our environment variables. Alright, so we have added all our environment variables over here, and you can see if you want to delete, you can delete. If you want to edit, you can edit as well. So, and you can see all our environment variable over here. We have copied them and we have added them below our nodejs application. So now all we need to do is let's close this one and then come back to file manager. So since we have already added our environment variables over here, there is no need of leaving this .env file in our server root directory. So select it, just click on it, select it and delete it. So once you have deleted it, now go back over here and click on this save first. So once our nodejs application is saved, now go ahead and click on start app again and go to our client side and refresh the page. Alright guys, you can see our app is still running successfully. I've also shown you the two security measures you need to put in place whenever you're hosting your Express REST API on cPanel. So I hope you have learned a new thing today. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and turn on notification for more videos like this. Also share this video with your friends and comment down in the comment section if you have any problem. Let me know. Bye. Thank you.